So I saw this video by Clarence Kennedy talking about the insane program he did to squat 300 kilos. I get asked a lot about what programs I did to get to my level, people wanting to copy it, and I've done some insane programs. I've done my own programming from this 345 pound squat all the way to this 345 kilo squat. And I've done some extreme stuff to get here. For a while I did a modified Bulgarian method. I hit a daily max on squat and bench, then did a 3x3 back off at 80% every single day. I did a program that had me do 17 sets of squats and deadlifts each day, 3 days per week. So 51 sets per week on squats and deadlifts. That brought me from a 530 pound to a 600 pound squat. I did a program that had me do squat, bench, and deadlift 6 days per week each, 37 sets per week on squats and deadlifts, and 62 sets per week on bench at the highest point. For years, I was doing these insane workloads, and it brought me from a 345 pound squat to a 700 pound squat for 2 reps. It brought me from a 175 pound bench to a 405 pound bench. And it brought me from a 365 pound deadlift all the way to 765 pounds. So obviously the takeaway from this is that you need to be able to handle extreme workloads to get to extreme levels, right? Well, no, not necessarily. I also plateaued at this level with a 700 pound squat for 38 months. I tried to do the same program and it didn't work. I then tried a more moderate 15 sets of squats a week. Still quite a lot compared to most people, but less than half of what I had done before. It didn't work. I felt exhausted and overtrained still. Eventually, I lowered my set count all the way down to just 5 sets of squats per week. Extremely low. I went from a 700 pound squat to 760 pounds in about 8 months. Keep in mind, I hadn't hit a PR in over 3 years at this point. No other leg accessories besides 5 sets of deadlifts a week too. This insanely low workload finally got me progress. So with this background out of the way, there's a few key points I want to get across. First off, what works for one person may not work for you. We're all different. You don't want to just copy what worked for them because they're a big popular influencer. I see so many big lifters whose advice all revolves around what worked for them, completely oblivious to the fact that other people may have different needs. It worked for them, so it must be right. They can't see past their own ego. Second, even for the same person, dramatically different things can work just as well when our needs change. I had amazing results with these super high workloads that I felt I had to keep doing them for years, and all it led me to was plateaus. It took me finally trying the exact opposite to start progressing again. And third, if you give yourself a ton of workload, you can probably make a ton of progress because you're getting a ton of stimulus. It's why that extreme program I did worked. It's why programs like Squat Every Day or Small Loft tend to give great results. But it's all short term. It becomes unsustainable. Eventually, the fatigue is too much, it kills your work quality, and you just can't make gains. Or even worse, you end up with injuries that can bother you for years or even your whole life. You can get stronger over a really long period of time as long as you stay consistent. But you only get one body, and you don't want to be short-sighted and make decisions that could do lasting damage and impair your ability to progress over years. Trying to rush gains in the short term, leaving yourself burned out and or injured is going to lead to worse results over the long run than just slow and steady gains. So that's basically it. I get asked what program I do a lot, and hopefully this explains why that isn't really a useful question. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for watching.